More than 60 years ago, mathematical logicians, by defining precisely the concept of an algorithm, gave content to the ancient human idea of an effective calculation. Their definitions led to the creation of the digital computer, an interesting example of thought bending matter to its ends. The first computer appeared in the 1940s and has, like certain insects, undergone pupation, materializing first as an oddity and then in the 1950s and 1960s as a specter. In a famous cartoon from The New Yorker, a computer, when asked whether or not there was a God, responded that there was one now. Some sense remains that, like the sorcerer's apprentice, we have appropriated a device we do not understand and cannot control. But curiously enough, as the digital computer has become more powerful, it has also become less intimidating. After shedding several of its earlier incarnations, the computer has acquired the role it was destined all along to assume. It is essentially an enabling device, one serving to amplify the low babble of human needs, indispensable without being invaluable. The digital computer is a machine and, like every material object, a captive in the end of various bleak laws of thermodynamics. Having run out of time, it runs out of steam. As does the computer programmer, stabbing at the computer keyboard with the tips of 2 tense fingers. As do we all. An algorithm is otherwise, occupying the space between the pinprick of desire and the resulting bubble of satisfaction. It is an abstract instrument of coordination, supplying procedural means to various ends. Contrived of signs and symbols, algorithms, like thoughts, reside in a world beyond time. Every computer divides itself into its hardware and its software. The machine host to its algorithm, the human being to his mind. It is hardly surprising that men and women have done what computers now do long before computers could do anything at all. The dissociation between mind and matter in men and machines is very striking. It suggests that almost any stable and reliable organization of material objects can execute an algorithm and so come to command some form of intelligence. In this regard, the apparatus of the modern digital computer is convenient but hardly necessary. To see this point is almost at once to see it confirmed. After all, what is a bureaucracy but a social organization that has since at least the time of the ancient Chinese patiently undertaken the execution of complicated algorithms? If a bureaucracy resembles a computer at the level of social organization, the living cell, if it resembles anything in our experience, resembles a computer at the level of molecular organization. The metaphor is irresistible, and few biologists have resisted it, and for good reason. No other metaphor conveys the intricacies of cellular replication, transcription, and translation. And for all that we can tell, nothing besides an algorithm can handle the administration of the biological molecules. These reflections might indicate that the digital computer represents less of a bright, bursting novelty in human experience than is generally imagined. Although true, this is of course a conclusion too reassuring to be completely true. There is a considerable difference between the execution of an algorithm by a social bureaucracy or even a bacterial cell and the execution of an algorithm by a digital computer. Having coaxed the concept of an algorithm into self-consciousness, the logicians have made possible the creation of algorithms of matchless power, elegance, concision, and reliability.